Start the clock.
Evening, kids. Dr. Freedom here with you. Time for some Doctor Who news. It was a busy weekend. Comic-Con's now come and gone, but there's other convention appearances coming up. We'll discuss them, a couple of them briefly. Oh, man, it's been a crazy day. Also, another intriguing thing, speaking of the conventions that popped into my head, was the fact that apparently, I remember hearing this quote from Capaldi about something's going to make you rethink something about regeneration, and kind of makes me wonder where they're going to go with that on this particular season. But we'll find out. Lots of good pictures. We got that great trailer over in All Fabulous Weekend. But okay, let's go ahead. Let's go. That's right. One last thing. Speaking of fabulous weekends, we did Doctor Who and the Daleks this past weekend. This weekend we're going to do Daleks Invasion Earth 2150 AD. And that will be at 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time because I have to work Saturday. Yay! Okay, well, let's get into the articles. Let's get into what we're looking for. Let's go take a look around, shall we? Okay, first up on the docket, Michelle Gomez and Ingrid Oliver have been confirmed for the Doctor Who Festival. And then basically BBC Worldwide announced that Michelle Gomez and Ingrid Oliver will be joining Peter Capaldi and Stephen Moffat at the official Doctor Who Festival, which will take place at Excel London on the 13th, 14th, and 15th of November of this year. The festival will offer fans exclusive interactive glimpse into how the inimitable world of Doctor Who is created. And they've also confirmed that photo opportunities will be available with Peter Capaldi, Ingrid Oliver, and Michelle Gomez, plus the opportunity to have a photo taken on the set from Series 9. All right, photo opportunities, of course, are subject to availability and will need to be purchased in advance of the festival via the website. I don't know. From what I'm hearing, forget it. But here's everything that's included with your ticket price once again. And as announced last week, the Doctor Who Festival will also be going to Australia a week after, on the 21st and 22nd of November. And Peter Capaldi and Steve Moffat will also be attending the Australian event. So if you're in the neighborhood for this, I hope you got your tickets, and I hope you got them early. Okay, next up, over on Comic Book Resources, basically spin-off online also as well. Here we go. Steve Moffat and Michelle Gomez talk Doctor Who and Return of Missy. Sure, she was vaporized at the end of the eighth series, but that's not the last you'll see of Missy. Missy, the feisty new incarnation of the Master, a.k.a. the Doctor's greatest frenemy. Actress Michelle Gomez and, of course, showrunner Stephen Moffat sat down with them in a roundtable interview at Comic-Con, and they had a little talk, and here's the interview. Starts right off from there, and there's some pretty interesting stuff in here. You may want to go take a look at this. That's why I'm going to include it, in tonight's list. And as always, the links to each article will be below in the description box. Okay, next up, Stephen Moffat and Doctor Who movie. Nobody's trying to make a fast buck. He goes, we're trying to make Doctor Who that is of lasting value, so we'll do only what is best for the TV series. No, I'm just joking, but basically what he's trying to say at the same, here's the thing. We're talking about the movies that happened back in the 60s, this week and next week. And the problem is you got to deal with the rights issues. You got to deal with, some folks want continuity issues dealt with. And, sometimes it's not a good idea just to run to the box office, okay? And that's what he's basically going into down here. Okay, nevertheless, Moffat was quick to defend the corporations against the accusations of money grubbing, saying, quote, mainly what I think is nobody at all, including the BBC, is trying to make a fast buck out of Doctor Who. And, of course, we're trying to make Doctor Who that's of lasting value, so only do that. Or what is best for the TV series. But you see, the thing is, they're not in a hurry to run off to the theaters yet. Now, whether we're going to see anything in cinema this year, we don't know. There's nothing been announced. There's nothing been scheduled. So maybe they're just using the IMAX cameras that we've seen to make a more presentable TV picture, which is possible. But at the same time, I was kind of hoping, if you're going to use IMAX, why not just go ahead and take it to the next level at that point? Or maybe sometime in the future they'll do something, but we'll find out later. Okay, jumping on over to Blogger. This is Peter Capaldi when he appeared on Conan O'Brien. The problem is they only had the first 4 minutes of this, so if you're going to want to see the rest of this particular interview, if there is any, you're going to have to look around because it only gets to a certain point after he appears, and then it turns off. So, oh well. Doctor Who's 22 Best Moments from San Diego Comic-Con. This is a beautiful moment here between Sean Pertwee, who was the son, of course, John Pertwee, who was the third Doctor, and, of course, Peter Capaldi. Let's run through these quick. Peter Capaldi's very first time at San Diego Comic-Con, which he describes as cosmic. And here's, of course, him and Sean Pertwee. And, of course, there was some Motorcon fun with Jenna Coleman. And, of course, that infamous, freaking selfie I've been hearing about all week, for the last couple of days now. Big hoopty ding dong shit. Okay, we got the big announcement for Lego Dimensions, that thing. Peter Capaldi playing with the figure of himself. More figures. Of course, we're going to go into this in a minute. Of course, Conan O'Brien. Maybe they got the full one there. I'm not sure. I didn't go check. I haven't clicked on that one. And, of course, cosplay. When isn't there cosplay at these conventions? And, of course, this right here, to me, was one of the most memorable parts of this entire wingding. Capaldi just showing up at the line to Hall H and walking around with the fans, taking selfies and stuff. That, to me, was just beyond the most awesome thing he could have done right there. And then there's the actual panel. Well, if you get a chance, it's in a couple different places on YouTube right now. It's a fun watch. Moffat, of course, teased the return of Missy, and he goes, the way that the Doctor and Missy come back into each other's lives is very hard to predict. And, of course, the kiss in Darkwater was addressed, and this was talked about. And, of course, Jenna trying to be coy about the fact Series 9 will be her last or not. I love this scene here in the panel when he said he truly felt like it was Doctor Who when someone threw a big rubber spider at him and said, fight it. Okay. And, of course, the trailer for Series 9. And, of course, Maisie Williams, which people are going to be scratching their head and ripping their hair out for the next few weeks until, we get an answer to this question here. How does she know the Doctor and all that? And, of course, speculation's already running mad. I'm talking... Oh, man, it's going faster than crap through a goose right now, the rumors. Okay. And, of course, that person there. Big deal. Okay. I've never watched that show, never will. It's mainly aimed at kids. All right. Big announcement. Also, Titan Comics announced the 8th Doctor miniseries. They announced they'll publish a brand new miniseries featuring the 8th Doctor, which was played by Paul McGann. The series will hit comic stores October 28th. It will be penned by writer George Mann. Issue 1 comes with 4 covers to collect: a special art cover by Alex Zhang, photo cover, art cover, and a blank sketch variant. And here's a little synopsis of it if you want to go take a look. And it's kind of weird how they got him wearing a little bit older stuff here in the sketch variant here. But nice to see McGann coming back, getting a little bit of what he's due, even though it's not on screen, which is where he belongs. The 9th Doctor miniseries, part 2, and they go into the synopsis a bit here, which I'm going to, not go into with you, because basically it's, I'm not really a comic book guy myself, but I'm putting these up for you folks who are. And besides, I love it when the fact that these guys spell Eccleston with an E, with 3 E's. What? Is all I got to say. Ecclestone. I'm sorry, Ecclestone would be his name if he was on the freaking Flintstones. All right? Oh, goodness gracious. And this is happening more and more. And this is happening in big-time, websites lately. My gosh, we have spell check. The computer's smart enough to spell crap for you. Oh. Oh. And I love the fact that they can't even get Gallifreyans right. Oh, that's another reason I wasn't going to go into this. Or look at this. The Gallifreyans. The Gallifreyans. This makes me sound like they're going to throw on funny colored hats, grow dreadlocks, and start hanging around in the time vortex going, hey, time travel, what, man? Oh, gosh. Oh, man. And a bonus humor strip. Okay, so keep your eyes out for this. The Ninth Doctor Miniseries 2. Which I said, I don't think they have a date out on this yet. I haven't seen anything about a date in this article. But I'll leave it up for you guys to figure it out if you're into the comics. Okay, Peter Harness on which classic Doctor Who monsters he wants to return. And some of these I really can live without, to be honest with you. I for one, don't want to see Megalos back. No. He can stay gone. The Mara, mixed feelings. It'd have to be written pretty well. And, sorry, these are the Axons. There's a possibility, because the Axons did return in Big Finish Audio in the Feast of Axos. That was a 6th Doctor adventure. Well, that's up to you. Or I mean, I was saying, I don't know. Could there be an interesting way for the Axons to come back? Sure, same thing with the Mara, but the problem is, I want to see an interesting story written for the Mara, because I've already heard one they had out on Big Finish, and it was gosh. Okay, Kasterborous, North Alabama's Doctor Who Convention is this weekend, July 18th and 19th. The reason why I saw this article and I had to put it up is I'm always a big-time fan of, cons that aren't run by mega corporations. And, of course, you see, their online registration is now closed. Tickets will be available at the door. Their guests this year include Paul McGann and Eric Roberts, who is, of course, the Doctor and the Master, respectively. And there's also some other nifty things. And like I said, I think this will actually work. All right, I see my Adobe Flash must be acting up again. No biggie. Okay, so lots of interesting stuff going on now that Comic-Con's over, but keep in mind, we're in the dead zone. They are not going to be back to filming until sometime after next week. I don't know if it's Monday next week or whatnot, but they're on 2-week hiatus right now for convention circuit. And then, of course, we're going to be waiting for the series to air on September 19th. Alrighty, folks. Well, that's all I got. Remember, Daleks' Invasion of Earth will be this weekend. And like I said, I'm still debating on what to do for the next coming weeks, because there's a lot of interesting movies I'd like to sit and talk about. I know some of the guys have seen like Jurassic World. I know some have seen the new Terminator movie. Well, I think we might go over those briefly. Let's see if how many of the gang have seen those, and maybe we'll go down that route. Okay, but until then, until I make that decision, have a good one. Take care. Bye-bye. Sayonara.